Hello, welcome to our last session. I have the pleasure of introducing my colleague, Dr. Abhinav Kumar. Abhinav is part of the Reaxys development team and focuses on bringing innovative products to market. And actually, he played an instrumental role in launching our Reaxys predictive retrosynthesis solutions. Prior to joining the Reaxys team, Abhinav worked at Deloitte and focused on advising clients in the life sciences sector. Abhinav earned his PhD in pharmaceutical sciences from King's College in London. Welcome, Abhinav.
Thank you very much, Randy, for having me here. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Earlier, we saw from our partners at Ictos and our customers how AI is applied to small molecule discovery and how Reaxys helps accelerate chemistry research. We do a lot of research with our customers in academia, pharma, and chemical industry, and typically they apply design, make, test, analyze cycle to develop a series of functional compounds with the desired physichem properties and or bioactivities. That cycle involves many research steps, including from competitive intelligence gathering and novelty searching to designing a reliable synthesis plan with the correct number of steps or at the right costs, all the way to product analysis and pharmacological profiling of the resulting substances. Reaxys supports you every step of the way. Reaxys helps accelerate the DMTA cycle by providing the most comprehensive content, delivering this with the latest technologies, making it available to you via the best user experience. In this respect, the use of AI is not new to Reaxys. We have used AI for many years to deliver its benefit to our customers. 3 examples where we use AI. 1, extractive AI. We apply our in-house developed award-winning technology to extract chemistry-relevant information from patents and journals and bring it to you. Predictive AI. We best-in-class and first-in-class predictive retrosynthesis and other predictors. And we continue to experiment with future AI applications that we will be bringing to you via Reaxys in the areas of search, forward reaction prediction, conditions prediction, and ADME predictions. Let's review some of these in more detail. As mentioned, we have constructed an extractive pipeline that combines the expert knowledge of manual curation and the processing power of AI, allowing us to ingest up to 30 million documents per year at high quality. Extractive AI is able to identify and extract chemical structures from names, images, biological targets, and chemistry-relevant concepts and keywords from patents and journals, allowing us to deliver comprehensive content to our customers. However, there are some things like linking target, structure, bioactivity data where AI technologies do not deliver yet. And for these, we have expanded our manual extraction to cover Asian language patents from China, Korea, Japan, and Taiwan, alongside what we already covered from WO, Europe, and the US, to ensure you have the comprehensive data needed to plan structure-activity relationship studies and assess the potential for off-target interactions. We understand that you use SAR data from Reaxys with your in-house data, leveraging tools like Spotfire for visualization and analysis. Thus, we have enhanced the export to make it more user-friendly and readily usable with such tools. Besides expanding our content coverage, we are also making it more easily discoverable to ensure you get to actionable insights in the shortest amount of time. We have recently released several enhancements in this area. Firstly, improvements to our document discoverability by, number 1, improving the underlying text search algorithm and technology. And number 2, together with a reprogramming of the document relevancy ranking to deliver the most relevant content first, matching the search intention of the user. Secondly, enhancements for easier substance workflows from novelty search to purchase of compounds. New tab-based design provide an easy way to navigate between substances results to enhance discoverability across all substance content in Reaxys. And for our content integration customers, this also allows them to easily toggle between Reaxys results and results from their ELNs. In addition, the tab-based design allows all of you to easily make build or buy decisions by accessing commercial supplier information quickly. For this, we have now increased the number of suppliers to 514 in Reaxys and allowed users to set their preferred vendors with one simple click. As you see, extractive AI enables us to scale up content in Reaxys, but it is also very important for us to ensure this content is discoverable in an intuitive and user-friendly manner. Now let's switch gears and dive into our predictive AI capabilities. As you heard in the keynote speech today, we are very excited to share that we are launching a new cutting-edge predictive retrosynthesis module with our partners at Ictos, leveraging Reaxys's reaction data, which is the best in class, with Ictos's latest technology in the field. This is in addition to our current module co-developed with Pending AI, as we are committed to serve our customers with industry-leading predictive algorithms trained on Reaxys's high-quality data. Now, you can choose between these two modules based on the best fit for your research needs. The other exciting news is that we are making both our predictive modules developed by Ictos and Pending AI available via application programming interface. We aim to support interdisciplinary teams of medicinal and computational chemists as well as data scientists. Let me hand it to my colleague Jose to give you a preview of Ictos predictive retrosynthesis. Over to you, Jose.
Thank you very much, Abhinav, for the introduction. We'll just share my screen to start with the demo. So, yeah, now you can see my screen. So it's extremely nicely integrated into the platform. So I just need to click under retrosynthesis to access the retrosynthesis view. And now if I want to launch, let's say, a new experiment, it's as simple as this. So I have my drawing option, either here or here, I can choose. And then I enter either the Marvin.js or the ChemDraw editor, as you all know. So now I would need to draw my molecule. I could use the general tools. In my case, I will insert that with my SMILES number. So it's already there. This is the molecule I prepared for this case. And now I will show you which options you have to define your strategy for the predictive analysis. So you have many of them here placed in the right part. You can select the maximum number of steps between 1 and 15. So you can tune the length of the pathway. You can select only regioselective reactions if you want to avoid reactions that can give rise to regioselective issues. And then you have the option of selecting the number of starting materials that you want to start with. You can do that by changing the maximum shipping time. So if you want, depending on your strategy, to have ideas by using the 100 million starting materials available in Reaxys, just to get a general view, you can select any shipping time, and let's say not defining your price limit. That's great. If you want to get to something more realistic stage, you can select up to 10 days to select as well the price limit for your starting materials. So it really depends on your approach, and you have a lot of options here. And now I would just need to click under synthesize to get my first preliminary view of the molecule. So as I see here, it's running now. It would take up to 10 minutes. I will show you the results so we can take a look at them. So first, I have all my parameters here. So if I have to repeat something, it's already here. It's pretty clear. In my case, I will use this one that's similar to the one I run. This is now the preview for all the options that Reaxys is offering for that molecule. You have a lot of them here. Okay, so I would be able to select depending on different things. First, it's presenting me with all the starting materials I need to have. So if I put the mouse at the top, the shipping time, the best price, and the package size. So that gives me an idea of how feasible one route would be. Then, if I want to have more details on the properties of any molecule, I can do it as well. But I have as well the number of steps here that's helping as well. I have the first disconnection, so the last part of the molecule that's modified in green, so I can see clearly which part of the molecule is affected last. And then the route topology, I can see how the route is going to be taking place. And last, I have a score, which is from 0 to 1, meaning 1, it's published, 0 is not possible, really in reality. So that's telling me how successful those routes are. So I could now select between the options that Reaxys has provided me with, and I can select one to take a look at it. I would select, for instance, this third one. And that's what it's bringing me up with. So I have all the options here still if I'm not happy with the one I chose. And then it's giving me all the pathway. Okay, so I have my starting materials that I saw already. And I see all the reactions step by step. Okay, I will hide this first so you can take a look at the whole pathway. And now what's provided me with, it's similar reactions to the ones I have used that are meant to be happening here. So if I'm selecting, for instance, step number 1, that's here, I would have similar conditions to it here with the reagents, the conditions, the procedure, the yield, if we have it, and the reference. I have plenty of them, so I can pick and choose the ones that are more interesting for me. Then it has a lot of options. So I can, for instance, export all the route with the conditions that I want to, or I can copy the full route to ChemDraw. So it's a really nice way. And last, of course, you can tell me this is the best case scenario. Yes, we have a lot of options as well. I will show you in my last part which other options do we have to modify a route that maybe is not the one that you want. So we have as well the option of adding and excluded intermediates from any route. So you are able to guide Reaxys through the pathways that you want. So if you want to avoid something, you can add it, and you can add up to 10 molecules, either to include or to exclude. That's a great feature. And last, you can have as well protect or make some bonds. So you can guide as well if you want to preserve some bonds or you want to make them through here. So it's a nice feature. It has a lot of options. And hopefully you found that really interesting. So if that's the case, don't hesitate to contact your Elsevier representatives in your region to have a demo or to have more information on it. And with this, Abhinav, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jose, for that teaser. Now let's look at the key areas for future developments. In the area of content expansion, we are deploying a completely new extractive AI technology to expand content even further. And we are adding 43 million screening compounds in partnership with Inamine in our commercial substances database. It's not only about adding content, as we said earlier, we continue to focus on improving your search experience for documents and substances discoverability which we will share more details in a minute. And finally, we continue to work on supporting your digital transformation needs by developing a new Reaxys API and enhancing Reaxys reaction file for predictive modeling. In addition to this, as you heard from Quinten, we will be bringing to you Ictos's new synthetic accessibility technology, as well as other predictors. As discussed earlier, comprehensiveness of content is very important, but discoverability of this content in the shortest amount of time is equally important. To provide you an even better experience in literature review, we will be launching a new author search capability. Of course, you will be able to retrieve all the results with any first and last name combination, so you do not miss any relevant documents. This comes together with improvements to author filter, new affiliation filter to better support refining of results and retrieving the most relevant documents from your preferred author. Further to this, we are launching a new patent family grouping feature for faster review and analysis of results to aid in your competitive intelligence workflows. Moving away from search, we talked today a lot about modeling. Reaxys reactions data are critical for model building across the board. Every leading researcher, in academia or in corporate world uses Reaxys reactions data for predictive model building. But significant manual effort is required for data curation. All data scientists and computational scientists are aware that it consumes almost 70 to 80% of our time and effort and workload. So what we have done is we have developed Reaxys reactions dataset with improved data representation to streamline this machine learning pipeline. It helps reduce the time and effort spent on data curation, number one. Number two, you end up using more of the data that is provided in Reaxys for your model building, so your model is more generalizable. And third, you avoid introducing any errors via writing your own data curation pipeline to Reaxys data. Moving away from modeling moving away from data for modeling to building predictive models itself, we talked a lot about Ictos today, but we continue to work with pending AI in the predictive retrosynthesis space. We are coming up with new model updates with the latest reaction data and expanding of the starting material library from 10 million to 100 million starting materials. We also continue our collaboration with Ictos to enhance the predictive retrosynthesis module even further. And in addition, we are working together on a new venture, the Ictos-powered synthetic accessibility API. With the advancements in de novo design, what synthetic accessibility API enables you to do is to estimate how hard would it be to synthesize a given compound. And this is not based on structural complexity, but it computes the synthetic accessibility score for each molecule by performing a full retrosynthesis analysis. We are very excited about this new API. Today, we have shown how AI is embedded across Reaxys to bring its benefits to you. Extractive AI enables us to exponentially grow our content, but with the focus on delivering an optimal discoverability and user experience. In the predictive AI space, we are investing in the latest technology by partnering with key AI leaders to deliver best-in-class models. For customers to effectively adopt these, we have a carefully designed user interface, and we also deliver via APIs to meet customer needs for modeling at scale. Future AI applications that we are bringing to our customers via Reaxys include search, forward reaction prediction, conditions prediction, and ADME prediction. Before we conclude, I want to thank you in the name of the extended Reaxys team, but also from myself personally, for not only for making Reaxys your tool of choice, but also for getting involved in the development process, taking the time to give us feedback, answering questionnaires, testing prototypes, which is absolutely essential part of making Reaxys a tool that truly caters for your needs. So from all of us, thank you for your continued support.
Thank you, Abhinav and Jose, for your presentation and live demo. And just to echo Abhinav's uh, words from the entire life science team, regardless of what group we work with, we thrive off supporting our customers and appreciate your commitment to work with us. Thank you so much. So we do have some time for questions, Abhinav, and there's several of them in the chat. Let me start from the top. How do you select, or how do we select, relevant suppliers to be part of Reaxys?
Number one, I think we are customer focused and customer driven. So typically, how we selected these 514 is we asked our customers to suggest who are some of their most important suppliers. If a supplier is missing, if your preferred supplier is missing, please let us know. We will get in touch with that supplier and add it to our supplier list. The number two part is that we try to ensure that suppliers provide regular updated information, because there's nothing worse than saying, finding some data that, oh, this compound is available commercially, and the supplier may have either stopped support providing that or has run out of business, for example. So those are the two criteria.
Thanks, Abhinav. Next question is, what building blocks are used in predictive retrosynthesis in Reaxys that use the ICTOS model?
So ICTOS uses all the starting materials from Reaxys commercial substances. There are over 100 million of them.
Good. This next question has two parts. What are Reaxys's plan in the field of Gen AI? And then the second part is, does Reaxys have plans to implement easier searching options similar to ChatGTP?
It's a very interesting question. So we are definitely researching on applications of generative Gen AI or large language models in chemistry. To this aspect, we have partnered with one of the leading researchers, Professor Philipp Schwaller at University of Lausanne in Switzerland. He came out with a very famous paper, which is called ChemCro. So, we are looking into and researching on this. We do not have a concrete application yet. We need to understand customer problems, and we are speaking to a lot of customers on where do they see the application of large language models in chemistry can really make a huge difference.
So here's a good question. I noticed in Reaxys that the search function shows you flat structures. Sugar chemists often work with chair structures. Is there a possibility that there could be support for chair structures, so looking for sugar compounds become a bit easier?
Interesting. I think in Reaxys, you can search for chiral structures as well, and not just flat structures. Maybe it's a display question, and we can get back to Maurice after. I really need to understand the question a little better, because I'm 100% sure in Reaxys you can search for chiral structures as well, and not just flat structures.
Yeah, absolutely, Maurice. I encourage you to reach out to your customer consultant or solution engineer and to us, and we'll follow up with some answers to that question. Next question. It's from Josiah, our previous presenter. Will the entirety of Reaction Flash eventually be incorporated into pending AI or ICTOS?
It's a very good question, to be honest. That's the idea. But the way the model training works currently, it just takes starting material and product. So those named reactions above the name, it doesn't consider those names. But we are looking into how this can be improved. Definitely, that's a good idea. Even when you see the synthesis route predicted, it would be helpful if some names are displayed above the arrows so that chemists can see in an 8-step process. First step is amide bond coupling, second step is Diels-Alder reaction, third step is something else, just to be able to quickly focus your attention to a step that may be of interest.
Yes. So this is a question that's near and dear to our hearts, as we are so proud of our content expansion project and the number of patents we now have available in Reaxys. Could you please share if there are plans to expand coverage of patent IPC classes in Reaxys? That's the first part of the question. And then additionally, could you share if there are any plans to implement grouping of patent results? We touched briefly upon that, but elaborating on that would be great as well.
So the first part, yes, we have recently expanded our patent IPC classes for Reaxys. So now we cover, IPC classes focused on material science, new batteries, technology, etc., because we see growing interest socially, environmentally, and from researchers that this is becoming a hot area of research. So we have done that expansion already, number one. And as user need changes, we will keep looking into other IPC classes. Second, around patent family member clustering. As I showed in one of my slides, it will be coming very soon to Reaxys. Hopefully in the next 2 months, it will be released, and this will, make review of patent literature much easier.
The next question, you mentioned that there is a Reaxys retrosynthesis API. If you could elaborate a little bit more on the API, and also if they can be connected to platforms like LiveDesign or Design Hub.
Sure. So the retrosynthesis APIs are, the latest version of APIs. Follows the industry standards. Number one, has what you require for connecting to any external platform is something called a machine-to-machine authentication. So it supports that. And yes, we have done some proof of concept studies with LiveDesign from Schrodinger and been able to connect retrosynthesis API into Schrodinger's LiveDesign. We are very good colleagues and partners with Chemaxon. So next step would be to do a POC with Design Hub as well.
That's great. Next question. What parameters can you use to determine a molecule's synthetic accessibility?
It's a very good question. I think so. The parameters, I mean, if you ask 10 chemists, you'll get 10 different answers on this. The parameters that we use as a chemist, you think about, okay, number one, how many steps are there, right? Number two, how feasible is the reaction in each of the step? Number three is, you can, if you have a large molecule, you can keep doing protection, deprotection, or you can break it apart into larger chunks. So how likely is that happening? So convergence, etc. So there are various, and the predicted reaction, how close or how similar is it to a published reaction, right? So each step, how close is it to a published reaction? Because if you have some simple chemistry like amide bond coupling, your bread and butter Buchwald Hardwick, etc., you're more confident in that step rather than a step where some cyclization is happening. So those are the factors that go into determining the synthetic accessibility score of a molecule.
Great. And for our thought,
but there is no universal definition of synthetic accessibility.
For our final question, I think this is a great way to end the Q&A and the program in general for today. This is from Shalani. He says, thanks you for the nice overview and what's available and what's coming. You elaborate on this a bit already, Abhinav, but now since ChatGPT is going to be in Siri, how about having similar AI-supported features in Reaxys?
As I showed, there are AI-supported features and functionalities already in Reaxys. And, whether we integrate simply ChatGPT to Reaxys, etc., we'll have to see what customer problem is it solving. So we really need to understand first what the customer problem is, and then see which technology can best solve that problem. So it's always better to be customer problem and data driven led rather than being led by, oh, this is an exciting new technology, let's throw it in there.
Thank you, Abhinav. I want to thank the audience for joining us today. I want to thank our presenters as well as taking the time to share their research. I'd like to thank my colleagues for putting together this session and engaging with their demonstrations. I want to remind everybody that all the recordings will be available to share and that our team is available to organize trainings. And as many of us mentioned throughout this call, we are keen on working closely with our customers to understand your needs so that we can continue to improve Reaxys and work together. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.